We don't. I just was seeing.
You got me.
You got him.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark fall movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark fall movies.
Buongiorno. I'm
that
Dan. I despise Hallmark fall movies, and this is
the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
A podcast.
Dan and friends host his podcast. We hope you like
Look,
this
we're
jolly
licorice.
podcast.
A podcast.
Look in here.
Hello, everybody. Happy October.
It is
Yeah.
October.
Wow.
Some fall feels, a fall movie. Life's good.
Good to have you back out of the jail that you were in yesterday. You made it back.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I was in podcast jail?
You were in podcast.
You were,
Well, no,
that's
you were
right.
in the
Yeah,
box.
echoing
Remember
all around.
yesterday?
That's true. I do remember.
Yesterday.
I remember
Yeah.
yesterday.
The 3D app.
It was a dark day. I don't want to. Let's
What
not talk
happened?
about it. Well, there's only so much I can say, as you understand.
I understand.
These
As
things.
I understand,
As you
yes.
understand. With these things, you can only say so much. I lost my way. It won't happen again.
Are you in like some sort of anonymous right now talking?
This is.
I lost my way.
That's all. That's all
Brian,
I want to say
I'm a
about it.
podcastaholic.
You lost your way.
I
I
lost
hate
my
that.
way.
You know, it's been a while, but I went off the horse, and now I'm back on.
Now you're back on that horse. Very excited because October means that it's almost Christmas. It is
Sure
essentially
is.
Christmas at this point. The marathon is kicking off in just a few weeks, boys.
Can't wait.
Whole thing gets started October
20?
20th.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be live all night and all day Saturday.
Man,
That's right.
what a
We're pulling
time.
an all-nighter.
Yeah, we are.
And you can still join us in Greenville, South Carolina. We got a few tickets left. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me ask you guys this. Are you ready for
Yes.
it? Okay.
No,
I am.
you love the marathon.
That was a blast last
Now,
year.
I will. Go ahead.
I got stronger as the night went on.
Yeah.
And I've been warming up and
I
practicing
remember
here, so.
you and I talking afterwards. You're like, man, I could do this longer. Well, you're
Yeah.
going to get the opportunity
to go longer.
with the
Now,
newer,
we're working in breaks for all of us.
So, yeah,
Do you
we'll
want a
see.
break?
I'm going to try not to break. You know, I'll try to be a steady ship all the way through. But I'll probably have to stand up and step away once in a few times.
Stand up, step
Step
away.
away for a minute
But
or
I mean,
two.
as a guy that drives 18 hours to Massachusetts because he doesn't want to pay for a Spirit Airlines
19,
ticket,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's the dog. The dog
dog.
gets,
The dog.
gets the blame. Like,
Yeah.
you
But I
can't
mean,
leave-
like,
you gotta
we could
take the
go,
dog.
like, let the dog out or something. Like, it's not a...
Oh, you guys could do that? I didn't even
Yes.
think to ask. Somebody could check on the dog.
you can just board the dog. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Lots of things you could
Yeah.
do, really.
Aaron literally
could
dog
literally
sits.
stay.
Wow.
You
You do that?
I have stayed at Dan's house and watched
That's
his
right.
700 dogs.
My
multiple
3
times.
dogs.
Oh, I didn't know we were
when
doing
My
this.
family leaves. Aaron just stays at the house.
You didn't know we were doing this.
No, we were
Yeah.
like.
I've watched Brand's
Do you have a
human
count?
children.
Do we have a calendar? I could just jump on and
Yeah.
schedule.
Just
Yeah.
kind of ask.
You
You just
just
kind of
leave a
ask and
message.
kind of see how it goes. Aaron, while we have you, any update on Taylor Swift?
So many updates. What do you want first?
Just give us. You got 30
Did we-
seconds.
Did
You
we
go-
settle in on an? Is it
We-
trailer? Is it?
Hold on, I'm starting the
Swayze?
timer. You got 30 seconds. You can tell us anything about Taylor Swift you want to. Go.
I think the most popular one is Trailer. I've seen that one a lot. TRAYLOR.
Hate it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
do
like that
too.
either.
But what are you gonna do? She was at the game. Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Blake's sister, Robin
We
Lively,
know her.
who is married to Coach Bolton in real life. It's a fun thing that I love.
Oh, I do love that. That's very
yeah,
fun.
Isn't that fun?
Okay, I'm pausing time real quick. So does that mean that Coach Bolton and Ryan Reynolds are spending holidays together?
Yeah,
I
yes,
love
it
that
is, yes,
world.
it
All
is.
right,
Wow.
continue.
Yeah, it's magical. And then Hugh Jackman was also there. Sophie Turner.
Talking about Hugh Jackman gets
recently
the
single.
also there treatment. In
What
the
I
film.
love-
I
was
was running through the photo in my head, so it was like Ryan and
Yeah.
yeah.
I was telling Aaron this. I saw the clip of her like walking through the metal detector, and they're like, "Taylor's here, everybody!" And like behind her is Ryan Reynolds, and no one mentions him.
Yeah, and
No
behind,
one
That is-
mentions him.
and behind
Unbelievable.
Ryan was Hugh Jackman, and again, like he
Wow.
really was the
Wow.
and Hugh Jackman of the weekend, and it was a bummer for him. But
Very good job. That's
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Also, there's some chat right now
Okay.
that is saying like Aaron had better be getting like some like a salary raise. When she dog sits for me, she is paid, guys. That's
we're
not part of her
paying?
job
Oh, I
here.
thought it was part of the deal, the package.
No, God, no. Want to get that taken care of right away.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Brand,
Oh yeah,
Chew,
and Dan
right?
also
I
lets me eat anything in the fridge. So
I do.
It's great.
Oh, that's
It's great.
nice.
It's a great,
That's
it's a
right.
great gig.
That's right.
And I get all the puppy cuddles.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
3 dogs, 3 spoiled dogs, and
spoiled.
Fridge
And a
full of
partridge
food,
in a
wine,
pear
and
tree.
beer.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's talk about the folliest movie that fall could have.
Drop
It's
on
time
us.
for a very Venice romance. It originally aired on October. Sorry,
even. Wait for it,
September
wait for it.
30th. September 30th. April, June, May, and September.
September.
38 days, if you
October
can
has the
remember.
most.
Got it. And it went a little something like this. Amy works for an uppity food company. They have powder that is nutritious, I guess. And so they figured the best way to get this out into the world is through meal delivery services, because all meal delivery services are super lucrative and they don't constantly lose money month over month. And so they have this current chef. It's just not working with him. And so she is given the responsibility of finding a replacement chef. And she says, I have a great idea. There is an Italian chef that doesn't know anything about us, and honestly I don't really know much about him, but I think he would be perfect, specifically him. Has nothing to do with the fact that he's hot.
No.
It's just he's an Italian chef and I think he's good. And so she gives him a call and he says it's a no-go for me. I would prefer not to do that. So she decides not to give up on this. Instead of going after other options, she decides, I'm going to hop on a plane to Venice, Rome. No,
Not Venice, Rome.
dang it. Venice,
or-
France.
Hopped on a plane to Italy.
Okay.
There you go.
Hopped on a plane to Venice, Italy. She tracks down him, whose name is Georgia, I think. I don't know.
Oh.
What do you think?
Marcello.
What do
Marcello.
you think his name is?
I think it's Marcello.
Pretty sure it's Marcello.
We have to make up a name for him?
Really?
Yeah. Not
You asked me
Giorgio.
during the movie, is this guy's name Georgie? And I said, no, I don't think so.
It looks like a Georgie, though.
Well, hold on
Let's
real
see
quick.
that.
Why did I think it was Georgia?
I don't know. I'm looking up very Venice romance right now.
Very Venice romance.
Oh, that's because you looked at the second guy on the list.
Yeah.
Giovanna James Bertola. He's Giorgio.
Okay.
That is not our lead. Our
Interesting.
lead is Marcello. He's 6th on IMDb.
All right. Well, here's what I want
I
everybody
wanna
to know.
know
Who's
who's
editing
editing
IMDb?
Right.
Anytime in the synopsis I'm saying Giorgio, I mean Marcello.
You can't make that change?
No, I
on the
can't make that
fly?
change. No, I think it's better this way.
Okay.
So she tracks down Giorgio and
Marcello.
is off to a bad start because he falls in the water. And when she gets to the hotel, guess who shows up? It's Giorgio.
Marcello.
While he is pleasant, he's like, I'm just not interested in this or even hearing your pitch about this. But she doesn't give up and shows up to a class that Giorgio is teaching.
Hello?
And they end up cooking and walking and walking and cooking and cooking and walking and walking and cooking. That's an hour. She comes up with a plan of what to do now that they have successfully cooked and walked all of Italy. Rome, thank you. She
Venice.
says, hey, I'll stay here, you cook, and it'll all be good. I'll stay here for work. I can kind of keep track of you. That way you don't have to uproot your whole life and come to New York. And at first her boss is down with this idea. And then after she pitches it to him and he's like, I like this idea, she gets a call from her boss and her boss says, you know what I said earlier, pass. It's a pass. It's a pass for me. And so that's unfortunate. And so when she tells him that, they get in a little bit of a tussle there, but she's like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a part of the big business. I want to do my own thing. And so she calls up her boss, and her boss is like, are we diverting paths? And she's like, yes, we are diverting paths. And so she tells Giorgio this, but she's like, yeah, I quit my job, but I'm also still going back to New York. And he's like, hold on, let me hop onto your boat from my boat and give you the 411 here. Stay here. I'm asking you to stay here. And so she's like, okay. And they kiss. They kiss on the boat.
Great.
They kiss on the boat, and we're all good for it.
Yeah.
And then they sail a little bit more on the boat, and then they kiss some more on the boat. And I think that's it for the most part. That's basically it. And that, my friends, was a very Venice romance.
We did it? That synopsis was
Tight.
tight.
What I miss?
That was tight. It was just tight.
What I miss?
There's things you missed, I'm sure.
What I miss?
Are you worried about the actual plot you missed?
Did you mention the walking?
I mentioned the
Okay,
walking
all right. I
and
think
the
you got it.
cooking
I
and
think
the
you got
cooking
it.
and the walking and the walking and the
both
cooking.
the cooking and the walking.
So much cooking, so much walking. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll break this movie down here on Deck the Hallmark.
Giorgio.
Walking here.
Hello, it is us.
Is that
It is
Hannibal Lecter you're
you.
working on?
Huh? Yes.
Hello.
We're talking about a very Venice romance. The final movie of September, a part of Fall Harvest, as you can tell by the scenery in this movie. It's time to break it down. We're going to start with a hot take. It is where we share exactly how we felt about this movie. We do not hold back, and I'm going to start with Brian. Brian, you have held back a lot so far today. You haven't told us
that's true.
about the incident. You haven't really shared much of anything at all. So let's see what you do here. Are you going to hold back, or are you going to give us the hot take?
I would never hold back.
Thank you. Not
I'm
during the hot take
pausing
segment.
my hold the backsies.
Okay, thank you.
Let
Quick
loose.
pause.
Quick pause on this. So this was okay for me. This was pretty good. Do they get fall in Venice? Like probably. I don't. Maybe it's not fair to make fun
Maybe
of.
they
the
Then
should
last
put
couple
in another season, Brian.
Yeah.
or another month if you want to do it by month or season. I don't know how you want to do it. Her
We do
boss.
preview shows by
It all
month.
depends on what we're trying to accomplish.
We do
season
preview
monthly.
shows in by month until it's Christmas.
30
This is
days
very
has
clear.
September,
That's
April,
true.
June, and November.
And
All
November.
the rest.
All
have
the
31,
rest.
except February with 28.
Sometimes.
Do they think that
Sometimes.
rhymes?
Most of the time.
It's like you thinking this preview thing works.
All right, fair enough.
So yeah, it was pretty good. Her boss was insufferable, and so that meant she was doing a great job because I was I got her right away, and I liked that they had her be that way.
I was
work
watching
with-
this movie, and I specifically said, this is the type of movie that Brian's going to like.
There was a lot to like. I love the idea of of a cooking class in general. I've done one, but other than that, I always want to do a cooking.
You do?
Class. I
You've
always
done
wanted to
one
do that.
cooking.
I
What was
did
the
one.
cooking class? So
It
tell me more.
It wasn't Italian. It was that we made a risotto. It was for my mom's birthday, and a bunch of us, like my mom, her sister, my grandmother, a bunch of us went and did a cooking class.
You crashed girls' night?
Sort of.
That's
Sounds
what it
like
sounds
That's what it
like.
sounds like.
My
It sounds like it
uncle
was
there.
you. Okay.
My
okay.
dad was there, so it was like
It sounded
a
like it
bunch
was
of us.
you, your mom, your grandma, and your aunts.
I'm like, oh, we making risotto over there?
Can I come?
It was it was pretty fun. It was pretty good. We had a pretty good risotto. I have never done anything else. I want to do more cooking classes. The idea of an immersive, week-long stay in another city where you're walking and cooking and walking
You're doing both of those things. Sometimes
really-
together. No, I
at the
don't
same
think so.
time. That really works for me. That whole idea. And my thought during this was, man, when I retire, this is going to be my life. And then I'm like, 4-hour work week. Why can't I do this now? I should start doing this now.
Right. Why wait?
Exactly.
Seize the day.
Dude, seize
Carpe
it.
that diem.
That DM, that life, whatever, what have you. So
That DM.
that DM, carpe that DM.
Slide into it.
So that I like that. I was like, "Si, grazie." This is great.
You did it.
That
That's
part
good.
of it. I'm not allowed legally, contractually, to say I wanted more cooking. So the cooking, there was plenty, plenty of cooking.
Is that you trying to wink?
Plenty
What are you
of
doing?
cooking.
If you're
So-
watching on Philo.tv
you're
so
missing
CTH,
some good winking.
you're missing him not winking,
Give it to me
blinking
one more
with
time.
with a mouth agape. Just look directly at the camera. Stop turning your face sideways. No, just look. Look at that camera. Look at two.
I'm looking at two.
All right. Stop. You
Nailed
can,
it.
Can you wink? I want to see both eyes, one closed, one open. Look at the
Straight
camera.
ahead. Look straight. No.
He can't. He can't. He might. Guys, listeners,
I'm holding-
you're gonna
I'm
have to
not
get
holding
Philo.
back. I'm not holding
Brian
back.
Arrow cannot wink.
Not holding back.
He cannot wink. There you go. Turn to a side, blink. He's turning to a side and blinking.
So I feel like Giorgio, or as some like to call Marcello, I don't feel like we got to see him cook a lot. There could have been
Good
more of.
God, Brian.
He's the chef. He didn't really. I mean, he did the.
I told Brian, and we have a lot of fun here at Deck the Hallmark. I told Brian if he said there needed to be more cooking in this movie, he was going to get punched in the face.
So I'm not saying that.
Of course.
All I'm saying is, si grazie, more cook.
Live look at Brian having a stroke, everybody.
Yeah, careful. Everybody, okay?
Sheesh.
So yeah, I wouldn't have mind seeing the chef cook a little bit more.
You're pulling a full Mitch McConnell over there.
And so yeah, this was that's pretty good. Pretty
Brian winking is a horror show. What in the world?
good. Say horse.
Is that it?
Yep. That's it.
This movie worked for me.
Philo. Again, if you're not on Philo.
There was some snarky sarcasm in there because it didn't. There was a lot of walking and a lot of cooking. I do feel like I got a tour of Venice, which is all fine and dandy, and him jumping from one boat to her boat is a move I didn't expect to see. I loved it. I was worried he was going to fall in. He didn't. I liked that. But aside getting to that, I wasn't all in on, like, I didn't really understand the business. I don't understand I feel like I'm on Shark Tank. I don't really understand the business, so for that I'm out. But for real, for that I'm out. I from the get-go, I didn't fully understand much about this movie. Were the two leads fine? Yeah, when they were cooking and they were like making eyes hard with each other. Yeah, of course. I'm only human. That worked for me. But the movie around it didn't quite do much for me, and for that I'm out. Dan?
A lot of other networks are starting to make movies like Hallmark. No one can ruin an on-location movie like Hallmark can. I like, this movie is a disaster. It is a spectrum of bad accents with a plot that is wafer thin. We've decided only one chef can make our meal prep kits. And then they shoot it in Venice, which is beautiful, and they by and large squander that by showing you the same bridge that you've seen in literally every movie you went to the theater to see this summer. Are the leads fine? I guess they're fine. This movie's so boring, so much cooking, so much walking, so much cooking, so much walking. Not a lot of great food plates, not a lot of good plating. Like, if you get the finished product and you're like, man, that looks like it's really good to eat, that's one thing. You don't get a lot of that here. It's just boring and the plot doesn't matter. This is the ultimate just put it on mute movie. This movie is better on mute than it would be watching it with volume. That is all you need to know about this. If you want to have something on in the background that's scenery as you do laundry or do whatever or do your taxes, this is your movie. For any other reason, absolutely not. One of the most boring we've seen all year. It was a tough watch. I had very few wait whats because what am I supposed to wait what? It's Venice, it's walking, it's cooking. There's not a whole lot else going on here except for the fact that this plot's absurd. But yeah, it's a mess of a movie. Hated it.
Let's get over to all the feels where we talk about those feels. Brian.
Yep. I feel like I should have some romantic style feels, something about Venice, or the accents, the food, but mine were actually Marcelo talking about the ingredients in food and how they should be more natural, and if you made food right, then it would be healthy and it would be without preservatives and all that stuff. And so that, actually hearing him just talk about that and point that out, which a lot of people and talk about, what are they, the blue zones, where the people, they just eat really healthy and they live till they're like 1,000 years old. That stuff worked for me. I like hearing that on screen.
That's right.
And I did have a disgusting slice of cheesy bread today by accident.
Fair enough. From Papa John's.
He's going to feel guilty about it, guys, for so long.
Yeah. You're never going to live for long.
I'm not. For long. We'll find
You're never
out.
going to do it.
Stick
You're never
around
going
and
to do
find
it.
out.
All right. Well, I have a nomination I'd like to bring to the table, if you guys will bear with the time.
Sure. I will.
Nomination for Best Background Actor goes to the guy on the boat at the end of this movie.
Oh my gosh.
My heart is so full seeing this guy have to look and just fiddle around while those two lovebirds kiss. And who knows how long they took to do that scene. It could have been 30 minutes. And he's having to sit there and just be like, because those two guys are kissing. The two leads are kissing.
He made it so much harder on himself.
I know.
Yeah,
because
he's just like,
takes, if you look around in one take, you have to do that on every take in case they cut it together. If he had just stared out into the water, just to the right of them or just to the left of them the whole time, easy, but we would not be talking about him right now.
He's still working on the boat. He's pressing
oil.
buttons.
He's
doing some of these. Background actor of the year. Send him to the decky now. It's just easy. It's easy at this point. We should have a
background actor of the year.
I think we might have to at this point.
Sounds like we
he's
do
too
now.
good.
Yeah.
He's too good. I mean, he's given baggy suit dad at the wedding day a run for his money.
I think that's last year.
I know. I'm just saying, for like of all time,
suit dad, father of the bride, is the ultimate background actor of the century. But This guy is pretty great, pretty memorable stuff.
Just a gym in a big pool of cooking and walking.
Yes, correct. Yeah, just really Venice feels as it. I like the Venice is beautiful. I mean, all the canals, the gondolas, the whole bit. I would love to go to Venice. I don't want to watch this movie in Venice anymore, but Venice is beautiful, and that's all I got.
And I will say one other feel is me and Aaron bonding over our love of noodles, buttered noodles with Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
We talked about it for a while, and Dan got mad. So that
like the shredded on
no,
top?
just like
shredded on top. They like a box of noodles from the grocery store.
Yeah.
Add butter and sprinkle the Parmesan.
can?
Yeah.
You don't even zest your own on the cheese shredder?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is my go-to pasta
Sounds
dish.
like that's
what
what
you're
you're saying.
Every once in a while, it is a nice comfort
They
meal.
Okay.
love that because they have no taste buds.
Yeah.
They would love it if everything tasted the same. They're just eating a texture.
You know what? Emily Boyd is with us, so you two are out. We're having a new podcast.
That's right.
Brand, Aaron, and
Please.
Emily.
Go for
exactly
it.
right. And this is what I want to say. If you're watching Bravo Jam Plus, let us know. Are you a buttered noodles? Are you a part of the butter noodle gang?
I got 2 7-year-old
Butter-
boys
the
that'll
but-
join you.
thank you.
Great.
And I got a
Mine
5 and a
isn't.
3-year-old.
Send them on in.
Favorite
And
meal.
honestly, those 2 boys are literally the best part of your family. So like, we're in good company.
Above the dogs?
No, well, and Sarah,
Yeah,
it's
it's really
tough.
tough.
Really just
Yeah.
better than Dan.
Yeah.
And
Everyone
that's
in that family is top
That's fair.
notch.
everyone in
That's
that
fair.
family aside from Dan is top. Buttered noodles, buttered noodles. We're gonna take a break.
Butter noodles better.
Better get your better buttered noodle.
Goodbye.
Just everything. Deck the Hallmark. Giorgio, Marcelo.
Noodles.
Welcome back. We're talking about a very Venice romance, and it's time for the Wait What Is, where we talk about what in this movie just go, wait, what?
Yeah.
Dan doesn't like buttered noodles?
What?
Brian?
Yep.
It's crazy when you're an adult, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my
I like
gosh.
a nice marinara
Don't
sauce.
even start.
I like a nice red sauce on
If
there.
if an adult,
Just
being
add
an adult,
another flavor
if
aside from buttered noodles.
I did. It's called cheese, you a-hole. Go ahead, Brian.
All right. Dude, Blossom is flush with cash. So much. They had so much money. So she makes one phone call. He hangs up and she's like, the only option is just a flight to Venice. So my guess is that in her position, I don't know if she does this, I would try. Every phone call you make to somebody in another city, you just accidentally dial the wrong number. Be like, they're not answering. I better head out to Mexico City. Better head down to Buenos Aires real quick. Just not even a question of just checking with the boss about flying to Venice, which, okay, they got a lot of investor money, I guess. On top of that, they have a full test kitchen in their building. Like, they're just ramping up the meal kits. They're not even there yet. And they have a full staff, full kitchen, everything you could possibly need to test out meals. Just so much money in
Listen to one podcast about the black hole that is
meal kits.
Meal
Oh,
kits.
it's a joke.
Just
how
a
much money they
fiasco,
lose.
yeah.
It's pathetic. They
until
lose
this
so
holiday
much.
season.
And then you're
And then you're gonna want to hear what we have to say about.
You're gonna wanna
You're
miss.
gonna want to hear what we got to say about
Oh, boy,
about
will you.
these.
There's one doing it right.
There's
And
one
we'll
doing
get
it right.
We'll
You just
tell
stay
you.
tuned.
Yeah.
in a month.
Marcelo, when he falls in the water, he just continues on with his day, and he's dry within 15, 20 minutes. Like, if I fall all the way in the water, like, I'm done with my day. Whatever I had planned is not happening. I'm going home.
So you fall in the water, that's it?
I'm home. I'm taking a shower. I'm going to bed. I'm done.
You've shut it down.
Like, everything is soaked.
What if you got a
everything
big
ruined.
day?
It's gonna have to happen another
If
time.
it happens the first thing in the morning, you're
Yes.
not figuring it
I
out.
don't think so. I think I'm done. I'm going home. I'm
No.
gonna clear my schedule.
If you
I'm all
lived
set.
where the streets were all water,
Oh, maybe-
I think
maybe
you'd have
that's
a
the
different
yeah,
difference.
you fall in the
Maybe
water
that-
once a week.
That
Yeah.
might be the difference.
It's a common
right there.
thing. Just,
you
you
just
know.
like step. Oh boy. Maybe
You don't
that's
you
it.
don't take that leap from boat to boat without being fully comfortable with being
That's
water
right.
immersed.
Yes.
All right. So it's a cultural thing. it
Yes,
sounds like.
you wouldn't
All
get it.
right. Yep. The only other thing was like, where is everybody in Venice? I I was under the impression it was a tourist destination.
It's a pretty big city.
So after this movie, like I'm a little nervous about everybody seeing how nice Venice is and the crowds rushing to Venice and making it a popular destination because it didn't look like one
it
yet.
looked like you could just do whatever you wanted.
Yeah, you could just.
Empty.
Plenty of boats available.
Great question in the chat. What happens if you fall in water the day of the
Oh,
marathon?
wow.
Does that include you getting water dumped? Like if we dumped a whole bucket of water
No,
on
that
you?
doesn't
start the marathon.
That sounds like a bit. Like that doesn't count. If I just fall in the water, like I'm next to the Reedy River for some reason that morning, and I slip
How do
in,
we
I'm
make
going.
this happen?
I gotta go home. I think I'm done.
It would be funny to post a video on the 20th of us pushing you in the
We
Reedy
just
River.
take him to my pool right there and just toss him in the pool. Be like, oh well.
Save it for off the air, guys.
Sure, yeah,
So
yeah.
we don't want to spoil the bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a text like, "We need you at Dan's real quick. Don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it. Bring your swimmies. I got a couple. One, she has a weird relationship with her dad. It's the weirdest phone call I've ever heard with someone's dad. Like they do a full like, no, you stop it. No, you stop it. Like that's not something I like. Me and my dad, we're cool, but like I'm not going like, oh, you stop it, Dad. No, you stop it. It's weird. And also, he says, I hope you're having a good time, and she says, no. I'm having a really great time. All right, cool. Like I don't feel like I needed to correct that. Like when I say I hope you're having a good time, like that encompasses an overall jolly good time, right?
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
I'm having a great time. You wish me something better than a good time. She is getting into the boat the first time they ride on the gondola, and she sits
I
down
believe it's a
and
gondola.
oh, you little dart man! I don't need it from you today.
Baroness.
That's
Baroness
tomorrow.
gondola.
She gets in there. She sits down, and he like immediately turns to her and almost in a hushed tone says, "You're feeling the sickness?" And she says, "Yes."
I think he wanted to play System of a Down with a Sickness. or whatever, whoever sings that. Not System
Hey.
of a Down. Yeah, Disturbed.
Can you imagine you get on like one of them?
Sorry.
Come on.
One of the most
Disrespect.
like historically
Down with a
romantic
Sickness.
things you can do is this, and it's finally happening, and you just turn to him and go, "You feeling the sickness?" I love that. It's a bold move. Imagine taking your like wife out to like a really nice restaurant for like your anniversary, and she sits down and you just go, You feeling the tummy troubles?"
You need some Pepto?
Last but not least, her phone, they're about to kiss. There's an almost kiss. Her phone starts to ring. It rings for so long. It never goes to voicemail. It's buzz, 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 buzz. It's a real Cindy Busby.
No.
Real dark man over there.
Man.
You real dart man, Dano.
Man. I don't know. I wish we could give a refund to everybody listening. That's just not how it works, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's tough.
Does this woman do literally anything else for this company aside from find chefs? Because she is gone to Italy for 2 weeks and she's just trying to pick one chef out for their meal kit prep. I like, guys, there's not a company that's rich enough in the whole world for this. Like, I'm pretty sure like Bezos would be like, no, we need to do more than just that. And this guy is a big enough deal for them to fly all the way to Italy for, but not a big enough deal to where he just doesn't mind putting his personal cell phone on the website. So if you need to reach him, his personal cell is on the website. Like we are nothing. We don't even do that with our website. We would never put our personal cell on the website. And this
Deck to Hallmark.com. Just see if you can find them.
Yeah, there's
They're on there. There's
this
some
guy's
clues.
like, if you want to call Georgia, Marcelo, then you just call me right up. I'll answer. No big deal. Easy peasy. At one point they're learning about glass blowing, and the guy who's giving the tour of this goes, it takes 1,200 degrees to make the final product. And everyone's response to that should be like, oh, or wow. But I believe it's our lead that pipes up and goes, wow, that's really hot. Just like that. And I don't know why did we think that wasn't hot? Who was that for?
Didn't want to lead any question on the
That's
table.
really hot. Unbelievable. The accents in this movie are they're a journey. Let's say that. I found out from, I believe, Rena, one of our double deckers, that everyone in this movie is British, including the male lead, who I would have told you is Italian for sure. Everyone else's accent is just is on a spectrum of passing to not passing. Most of them in the not passing category. It's wild. The mom, the dude's mom is something like, her accent's crazy. The friend that's with her, like, you can tell she's British the whole time. It's very off-putting in a movie where an Italian mom and dad speak only English to their son, even though their son is speaking Italian to them. Can you imagine? You are American. Your parents are American. You come home to America and you speak English to them and they only respond to you in Spanish. Why would they do that? We don't know. We have no reason. It doesn't make any sense aside from they could not pull off an Italian accent.
Duolingo, you know?
Yeah, real bad. At one point they say, she says, you know what they say? Italy's the most romantic country in the world. What? I've heard that about France a lot. Like Paris, right? I feel like everyone tries to act like the state of Virginia tries to act like they're romantic.
They're for lovers.
They're for
it's
lovers.
Different.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
very
difference.
different. You're
but
right.
you can't just say, you know what they say, and put any country in there and say it's the most romantic country in the world.
Wow, that's hot.
Well, you know what they say about Greenville. This is living. This is Greenville.
This is Greenville.
This is.
It's our
This
new
is
slogan.
Greenville. We've
got to get a new background.
The first half of it, I'm not acknowledging. I'm just saying this is Greenville.
This is living.
This is Greenville. That's
This
right.
is Greenville.
And then one glass of champagne is just water, and I needed to point that out. That's all I've got.
It's time for What the Hallmark Story. What could have been, maybe having some clarity what you still have. Brian, what are you still wondering about?
I was just wondering why their cuisine, that feels weird.
I don't know, man.
Cuisine.
I honestly
Cuisine.
still don't know.
Cuisine.
You guys that like butter noodles don't understand
Raccoon?
Italian cuisine.
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 Are you looking for
there-
cuisine?
wow, I really
Say-
couldn't.
Say,
Cuisine.
Say cuisine,
Cuisine.
and wink.
Cuisine. I can't get it. Why do they have to be one?
It's like you're a fish that's been caught. Someone hooked your mouth and you're like, oh no. What in the world?
Guys, check out my Nemo.
Your jokes have been real bad today.
Yeah. 1,200.
Wait, what? You thought it was bad?
I thought it wasn't
Well,
great.
because you said it was like a
like a fish being caught.
Right.
And so you
most
just-
notorious fish being caught?
Was there ever a hook in Nemo's mouth? Ever?
No.
In that
Okay.
bit scenario, there was. What was I?
Actually, I thought it was pretty.
Cuisine, check. Did they fish eye hook? Check. Oh, why were they only one flavor? Why only French food or why only Italian food? Why?
Yeah, why does the I have a lot of questions about that business.
Yeah.
Finances being one, but why did they have to, like, how bad are these supplements that they can only, hide them?
Yes, in one flavor.
I'm not sure that these
direction.
supplements are above board.
It doesn't sound.
doesn't
like
seem that
it.
way, no.
So yeah, a lot of questions around. I guess the company in general.
There's a group of folks that are talking when a scene starts, and you just want to listen in on what's being said. How are they getting from this? How are they getting into this scene? And the way they're getting into this scene is by saying this: they brought back the wrong dog, and they were caught kissing on the CCTV. They brought back the wrong dog, and they were caught kissing on the CCTV. Who? What? That's a lot. That's a lot right there.
A lot right there.
They were caught kissing on the CCTV.
And
I
they
need
brought back
more
the
on
wrong
that.
dog.
Huh?
And they brought back
And they
the wrong
brought back
dog.
the wrong dog.
Both and.
Sheesh.
It's a lot.
Forget about it.
Yeah, this company's mine. I think we've covered it as much as we need to, but
You own the
amount
company?
of money that they have.
Oh, I
Maybe
see.
you could explain it all.
The meal kits are just one type of food. They have to get this chef. The only one that they possibly would have is in Italy. It's a mess of a company. It doesn't hold up at all. There's no way they'd send someone 2 weeks to Italy to do this.
I missed the fact that the fish was winking because it was on a hook. I didn't think
was
about
the
that. I
whole-
thought it was like just a squirm. I thought it was a squirm.
thought
Because
it
he
was a
does
squirm.
do a lot of squirming
He
when
does.
caught via.
Yes, he does. A lot of
So
squirming. That's
just
right.
keep swimming. I
Key
think
factor.
if you think it through, you'll give me more credit.
I have thought it through since we had the conversation. And can I tell you this?
Cuisine.
I don't have any more
Interesting.
credit to give you.
Cuisine.
Cuisine.
It's time for the double dagger of the week.
Lean
Panda's here.
cuisine.
Panda, come on in here, bud.
Get in
Let's
here,
play that
Panda.
music.
He can say cuisine.
Double decker of the week. Thank you, fellas.
Oh, man.
It's so
Good
kind of
week.
you.
Dude, countdown to Christmas beer before you know it.
Oh my gosh.
Marathon.
I'm so excited.
Oh, boy.
And how I'm so excited to watch 43 movies.
Are they doing
43 this year? Yeah, they are.
unbelievable?
Right?
Let's dive into this week's Double Deckers, where we painted as a deep dive into somebody who has signed up for Bramble Gym Plus at the Double Decker tier or higher. And Dan, you list the name.
Yeah, of course I do. The double decker this week is Kristen Baker. Kristen Baker.
Old Bakesy.
Yeah.
Old Bakesy, that's exactly
Yeah.
right.
Listen, Kristen-
you were really
Kristen-
excited this morning.
Yeah, I'm
and so
really
it just
giddy.
it's contagious.
yeah,
sometimes.
I know it really is. Listen, Kristen, can I say this? Big fan of architecture. All things
Ooh.
architecture.
I love that.
All
architecture.
things, all things architecture.
Got it.
So like
and
buildings.
buildings, and she likes creating almost like dioramas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so she uses, and this is cool. This is cool. Food to make these dioramas.
Okay, so
Great.
like one time,
So,
remember
for
we had
instance-
to make like marshmallows and we built a tower with them.
Yeah.
For instance, for New York, she made the Big Apple out of apples. I mean,
Big Apple.
the Big Apple.
The Big Apple out of.
Yeah.
Her current work, which
Okay.
I'm excited about, is using bacon, and she is just making the entire city of France out of bacon.
This seems like a really wonderful hobby. Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
This sounds like a hobby.
So
though.
what's she gonna call it?
I think she's going to call it Francis Bacon.
All right, now I have a couple things here. Just quick. Francis Bacon, Lord Francis Bacon.
Yeah, Lord Francis.
High Chancellor of England.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure is.
Now, can I ask
I
you
thought
this?
the name was peculiar.
Can I ask you this? Are you sure she's not making France out of bacon?
Yeah, that's my thing is
Like maybe
she made
that's
the big
why
apple out of apples.
Right.
France is
she's
bacon.
making-
Francis Bacon. Yeah. I don't
and
know.
she's naming it after the Lord High Chancellor
of
of Great Britain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see pitfalls of this too. You know, I mean, I was like, hey, Bakesy, I don't know if this is what you want to do.
What city was she making out of bacon originally?
The Big Apple.
Right.
Big Apple.
Okay, so I think you meant France.
No, he said that she made the Big Apple
Right.
out of apples.
And then
And she's
she
making
moved on, and now she's making
France out of bacon.
bacon.
Out of bacon.
France is bacon.
France is Bacon.
France is bacon.
Or Francis Bacon.
Francis Bacon.
The High Chancellor of England.
Does she sell this or does she just?
Oh no, it's a
that's-
museum piece.
Oh, I love
It
that.
goes straight to
It's
goes
right,
straight to
in
the
the,
museum.
it's right at the Louvre.
The Louvre.
Wow, I love that. This is a great idea.
I thought so too.
How's it coming along?
Real sticky right now. It's real tricky. Tricky to get the nuance of it.
Okay, we did it, everybody. Back to you. That was a tough one.
Good.
Oh, man.
Good stuff right there.
Yeah. Sit a few plays out, Panda.
We'll see what happens. We did it, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Until then, maybe first wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. What? For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.